Hello there, Storm Ciarán on the way, set to bring some damaging winds to parts of the south of the UK. Ciarán developing underneath a very powerful 200-odd mile an hour Atlantic jet stream. So much energy released from this rapidly intensifying storm that it's actually started to bend the jet stream itself. Now, as far as the winds go, we've got a couple of amber weather warnings in force from the Met Office across parts of southern England, where the gusts could be strong enough to bring down some trees. However, the violent gust of wind, the strongest winds that we'll get from this system, will be across northwest France and the Channel Islands, where there could be some gusts of wind over 100 miles an hour, bringing some structural damage to some buildings. Quite a contrast, though, across parts of southern England, where for the likes of London, Southampton and Oxfordshire, the winds will be kind of quite typical for a normal area of low pressure at this time of the year, so no great impacts. So the winds that this storm system will bring will vary a lot from place to place, but it's this conveyor belt of violent winds that I suppose is most concerning, travelling across the northwest of France and the Channel Islands. A few roofs are likely to be ripped off buildings, so some structural damage, and I expect quite a few trees to be brought down as well, so widespread and severe transport disruption to power supplies. Now, as well as that, there'll be some very strong winds for a time across Cornwall, Devon, the Isles of Scilly through the early part of Thursday morning, and then the stronger winds tend to transfer towards parts of Kent later in the day. Again, there could be some impacts here, but in the centre of the low pressure, there's actually not that many isobars around. The gradient's not very strong, and so the winds aren't that strong really. Gusts of around 40 to 50 miles an hour shouldn't be impactful for many. Now, heading through Thursday night, as the low pressure system works out into the North Sea, it will continue to weaken rapidly. So although it will stay quite windy, those winds won't be of concern as we look at the forecast from Thursday into Friday. What is probably more concerning, though, on Friday is the fact that we've got more rain to come, and particularly so across parts of eastern Scotland and down the eastern side of England, particularly northeast England, parts of Yorkshire, Lincolnshire. Of course, these areas have seen flooding over recent days, and this extra rain, 20 to 50 millimetres, in the grand scheme of autumn lows, that's not a huge amount, but it could be enough to again tip some communities over the threshold to see some further flooding concerns. Now, heading into the weekend, we've got some weather fronts pestering the south of the UK. Low pressure stays in charge. Sunday sees lots of showers packing into northwestern areas. So Saturday, we start off for the weekend with this slow-moving weather front bringing some persistent and quite heavy outbreaks of rain. Again, there could be some flooding concerns with this in the south, given that it's been so wet. A bit brighter further northwest, but we are looking at some further showers. Temperatures around 9 to 13 degrees Celsius. And then for the second half of the weekend, kind of a reversal of fortunes. England and Wales, the weather's a little bit brighter. It's Scotland, Northern Ireland, northwest of both England and Wales that will see frequent showers, potentially emerging to give some longer spells of rain. And again, that's not welcome rain for Northern Ireland. This is another place that we've seen some pretty nasty flooding over recent days. So that rain over the weekend certainly won't be welcome rain. Beyond that, the weather pattern does stay unsettled with rain or showers in the forecast right throughout much of next week. But in the short term, it's all about Storm Ciarán and the potentially damaging winds that we'll see across parts of the south.